So I thought while I had everything set up, I'd talk about this for a bit too. This is the Electronic Audio Experiments Longsword, built by the inimitable John Snyder of Electronic Audio Experiments. He's responsible for the FET that I was using as a preamp in my other video, but this is his flagship drive. So you've probably seen other versions of it floating around. One's owned by Korey of Fuck Yeah Effects Pedals. The Bastard Sword, I think. It's in a bigger enclosure, different control layout. There's a Vorpal Sword floating around. But this is V2, so the currently available version that you can get from John's website, and it is an absolute killer. And I'm hoping I can show you why in this little video. Because this and the model FET combine to make up what probably 90% of why my guitars sound any good now and in Europe in a couple of months. So I owe John a huge debt of gratitude for that. So it's pretty simple. Low and high back sandal shelving EQs, an active mid-range switchable between 300 Hz and 1 kHz as the Q value, whatever your preference is, low or upper mid, a main out for a level, pre-gain for a drive, it's pretty standard, but there is a second drive inside attached to a trim pot, which is attached to a foot switch. So you can subtract that drive from the circuit and add this one as a swap. It's not additive like a fuzz with a boost, it's a direct swap. So you can set really low here, set really high there, and swap them out super easy. And I do it constantly. And lastly, but critically, there is the clipping toggle here, which is LEDs on the left, new old stock germanium diodes in the center, and op-amp clipping on the right. So it changes the active component generating the gain in the circuit. So each have their own texture, each have their own overall output, flavor. Some are splatty, some are crunchy, some have less overall gain, some have more overall output, more gain. Some are fuzzier. There's a lot you can find in this pedal, and I'm hoping I can cover some of it here. So I'll set it all to noon for now on the 300 Hz mids and LEDs on the left hand side clipping, and see how we go. I've got my harvester with Shiloh Dean P90s built by Anthony Payne of Harvester Guitars in Melbourne, going into an Atomium comp into my Trainer YCS 90 212 tube combo, and I'm tuned to D standard this time as opposed to my normal drop A 7-string Chaos. I thought I'd rein it in a bit. So let's turn some knobs, and hopefully I won't play like garbage, and we'll see you at the end. As you can probably tell, it's incredibly versatile. Well, I hope you can tell anyway. The germanium is probably my favorite setting, but it has so much output by comparison to the rest. You have to do some real kind of adjustment to get them to match up. But it's so versatile. You can get. I'm using it in the band as a fuzz right now. So if I set it to germanium with the lows up, mids at 300 and about there, and the highs here, I can set a low drive and then kick in to like a crazy unhinged fuzz very easily. So good. Thank you, John.